Hello, welcome to Valbrace. It's a first-person dungeon crawling RPG with a bit of punch-out style combat. I'm RedRobot. Basically pioneered the route you're about to see for this game. Normally, there's a lot of randomness, but there is a way to manipulate the randomness in this game so that everything works out the same way every single time. I'm joined by May, the current world record holder.
Hello. Thank you for having me on. I'm very excited about this run. This is easily my favorite game in the collection. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Do it in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So the first thing you're going to notice is that despite its description as a sort of dungeon crawling, punch out sort of thing, this is actually half of the combat in this game, if all goes well, was that right there. This game, it's sort of the better you get at it, the less of it is about combat and methodical exploration, and it becomes almost a rhythm game. Just sprinting through these scripted movements. We reset at the end of each, at the end of each floor here, because it restarts the RNG. And so technically it is possible for a run to not do that. Maybe one day that will save a few seconds. I know that RedRobot said he was working on that, but
Yeah,
for the time being,
for certain sections, even with like a route that doesn't reset, you'd still want to because it resets your mana, which saves time.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is actually surprisingly one of the longer floors. This is the first instance. Well, this is an instance here where you use the invisibility spell. Every spell, every single movement here is deliberately chosen and explicitly mandatory almost all of the time. Basically, we're staying on an exact sequence of RNG, sprinting through it as fast as we possibly can.
Okay, for this floor, we're looking for the Zweihander. It's one of the things required for the cherry requirement, and it's part of a set piece. And normally you have to search through the set piece and fight a bunch of encounters, but we're going to basically get just the item and nothing else. Actually, I have to reset. A mistake on the invisibility cast. Also, the thing about the spells in this game is normally you have to go and find them all to learn what they are, but the next time you play the game, you have them all learned, so you can just do them, which is very fun.
Yeah. So this this actually really it passes by in a moment there, but it's really easy to accidentally extinguish a torch. To the point that it's a bit of a meme within people who play Valbrace that we call it torch skip. I think Canvas made that. If you don't do
Canvas.
that, exactly. Shout out to Canvas. This
there's
is
a Zweihander.
actually there. It is. This is actually one of the harder parts of the run, believe it or not, because the exact order of the menuing there changes just a little bit on the on runs. So everything else is sort of this scripted rhythm thing, and this is one of the moments where you just have to wing it, and you have to get quick at reading it.
I missed a wait. You're supposed to wait right after casting that fly spell, but I forgot to do it, so we get 1 extra combat there. A little bit extra combat for the Valbrace enjoyers. Actually, there's a boss right here, but we can stealth past him, so you don't even get to see the bosses, except for the final boss.
A nice thing is that if you're at the end of a floor there are some instances in this run where you can sort of fudge it. Thankfully, that's one of those. It costs very little time.
As you'll see on floor 6, the last floor of the game, you cannot. The enemies are so hard there. If you take an extra encounter, you are in bad shape. Also, I think I might have made a slight mistake there. We'll see. Yeah, gotta reset.
Yeah, so I think.
Yeah, I was 1 tile too late on that movement. Also, a thing that's interesting about this game for me is I cast the spells on keyboard and use the rest of the game on controller, so actually swapping back and forth when I cast spells. Okay, that is the correct movement. And we're actually going to use a bone here, which just disperses enemies, so that guy will just go right away.
Oh, that's one of the most satisfying parts of that run.
Yeah, we'll find the bones from searching those set pieces, and we're actually going to get another one on the next floor.
Perfect. That some of those sections in there just feel buttery smooth to go through. You sort of get a the clickety-clacky feeling is very addictive.
Oh yeah.
So this one, you hit forward, I think it's exactly 10 times. Is a very quick one for searching.
Double check I got a bone. I did.
So if you miss the bone there, you don't actually find out until we use it on floor 6. So you're just kind of, if you don't check, if you're on a really good pace, or maybe you know, for whatever reason, you're just sort of hoping that you've got that. A lot of the times that things sort of seem to randomly go wrong in this game is if you use a spell and then move just a little bit too quickly, it'll actually occur on the same turn. And you know, it's hard to notice because you think you want to go fast, and there's this tech that makes things go faster. So maybe that one day that could be incorporated, but for now it is.
Well, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Actually, coming up on my favorite strange movement in the run just for manipulation. Watch this. We're gonna go down this corridor, say hi to this chest, but not open it. It just works out that way.
This is a really satisfying part of the run because a lot of the time it's quieter than you might expect. But there's this little section with the lava constantly. Just so, especially after, you know, some of the more difficult floors. This floor I consider to be a really nice reprieve.
Yeah, especially right before floor 6, which is way longer than any floor and has a scary combat at the end of it. So wish me luck.
I'll have you know that everybody said hello to the chest, just so you know.
The chest needs praise and attention.
Oh, you can see there's a lot of practice in this part. This floor, honestly, you grind out this floor. This is, if you're playing Valbrace, you're playing floor 6 with a prologue. You know, if a floor is 30 seconds, it's easy to go 30 seconds without a mistake. This is about half of the run in one. So there's the route for this floor has undergone kind of a lot of changes.
The Zweihander to the Red Knight there. One of the parts of the cherry requirement gives you a red coin, which we'll use in a second. Also, for this floor, we're collecting gems, which we need to access the final fight. There's 3 gems.
And that section there was actually, believe it or not, I consider that to be the hardest part of the run. There's just a lot of small things that can go wrong. It's kind of, it's at a rough spot, middle of the floor. Luckily, it's going well here.
You throw the red coin into the fountain and then wish for honor, and the Red Knight is pleased with that, and he will give you the red star sword later, which is the most important thing for Cherry. You need it to win, straight up. Normally in the game, you would level up on thrones throughout by killing enemies and collecting essence, but that's the only throne we level up at because it's just completely free. It doesn't cost any essence, and we get strength out of it, which is a little more powerful.
I normally actually go for Constitution there. I like that it gives me an extra shot with the Red Star Sword, which, I guess before the boss fight, I should explain the Red Star Sword. So basically, it's like, we're at level 1 for almost the whole run, which doesn't matter because, and here it is. It uses stamina, it does the set mana damage. Good luck. So we're attacking these crystals here. There's sort of like different factors of his abilities. We're trying to, it can help to do them in a certain order because some of the,
Okay, now this is really bad. If you take damage with the Red Star Sword, you suddenly don't shoot projectiles with it. So I am not going to reset. I'm going to attempt to win this, but realistically, I might be toast here.
I would say there's a 1 in 100.
I'm toast here. Okay,
so
back to floor 6.
The whole reason that this run is even possible at level 2 is because the Red Star Sword does a fixed amount of damage, and it really melts through the boss. But you're not, so it's sort of like you can't do much more or less. But because our stamina is so low, because we don't have a lot of resources, it's a one and done deal. Effectively, you can maybe take 1 hit from a fireball, maybe.
Oh, come on.
But yeah.
Moved 1 tile too far into the fire there. Yeah, floor 6 it's basically the entire run. It's so scary.
The worst part about floor 6 is moving slightly too quickly after the invis at the start while you've already restarted. That's a really it's mentally draining. Sort of, you're feeling like, oh, I've got to rush, but sometimes the game tells you to slow down like that. Luckily, I mean, it's been pretty consistent with these.
Okay, back east. I talked to him. No way, I had talked to him. I didn't want to talk to him. He's got lame dialogue. Okay. I gotta lock in. We got this.
So I guess I'll talk a little bit about the history of this run. So originally this was actually a pretty long-standing record for a while. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was that ran it.
It was Chimera, I believe.
It was Chimera? Right,
Yeah.
so it would have been from the 50 Cherries run, I guess.
Oh, no. It was just a individual
Was
run.
it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Anyway, so there's a very long-standing record. Eventually I went back and broke it, but it was still very like vanilla Valbrace gameplay. I found myself just wanting to run it over and over, sort of approaching it as the game is on the box. And I was happy with I don't know, 20-something minute time. And then RedRobot quietly in the background was working on this whole major reroute, and it very suddenly, not only did it chop off a lot of time, it actually, originally the cherry was slower than the gold. But with this route, they've been merged for a while. I don't know if that's changing, but yeah, I think that was recent actually, because for a long time they were the same category. Sorry, they were different categories. But there's not really any way to do the gold without doing the cherry at this speed. Okay, and we're coming back up on the level up here. This is a tricky part of the run. It's just a lot of the time in this run, you run into a corner or a wall or something, and you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna hit forward until I hit it. So the hardest parts are the ones where you've got to stop at an exact tile. Looks like that went well there, and just about to be back at the final boss. And good luck.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and invisible spell here keeps you. He doesn't attack you as much at the start, and he's his strongest here, so it's a nice little boost. There's a lot of spells in this game, actually. Most of them don't help whatsoever or require a lot of mana, or both. But thankfully, invisibility gets a lot of mileage. And you actually
Okay.
only use the. Oh, nice.
Once the gems are dead, this fight is mostly a breeze. You can pretty much just unlock them over and over, but that is a big relief to get that done with.
And you might notice we're only using the projectiles here because those are the ones that do the set amount of damage. If you hit him just with the sword, it's doing practically nothing. And you can see it uses the stamina to attack. It's sort of like it's ammo.
Yeah, the reason I level up for strength is because you use less stamina when you attack with the strength up, as opposed to if you do constitution, you're able to get like extra hits in, but like the stamina consumption allows you to like regenerate it faster this way.
Interesting. And we do these sort of like
hand.
2 or 3 shot volleys.
Yeah.
I sort of like to stagger them a little bit.
And that's time?
That one's terrific.
Whew, okay. That's pretty good.
Sweet.
Very clean up until floor 6, but it's a killer.
I have never heard this music before.
That's great.
Matt, one day I will get you to play. I will get you to see the vision of Valbrace. It's very addictive.
Is it?
Oh, it's so satisfying.
Yes, it's just like first you practice floor 0, you're like, oh, that feels good. I could do even better. It just gets out of hand from there. You think, oh, I'll just learn the first few floors, and then you're grinding floor 6 for a couple hours.
Absolutely.
Incredible finish. I also have some great news. Right at the end of that run, we got a $50 donation from Derek, who says amazing runs already. And that donation puts us over the line for Vegan Hot Foot. We will see.
Let's go.
We will see RPM do a second run of Hot Foot with no cheese.
Excited to see that.
Well, that was blazing fast. That man moves very quickly, as did you. So thank you, RedRobot and May.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone want any shout outs or anything you'd like to say before we sign it off?
Not for me. I'll be back on for other runs. So, May, if you have anything else you want to say.
I will play Valbrace the rest of my life. What a game. Click, click, click. Good game.
Okay. GG's, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. We will take a short break and get ready for our next run with Canvas and Mortal. Please stand by. We will see you shortly.